Deus IM was also a trap by Masaharu Hachiko. Let's not go into that. But you guys, well, they fought her. Your group were the ones who saved Undyne Strata, her daughter, but which is also a cousin of Alita's. Just saying. No, Alita's royal blood. So
I know.
She was technically. I mean, and Quentin Gunna was.
But this was
cousin.
Also
like first cousin.
Lita didn't realize that, wasn't informed of that until later after that, because she was just lopping heads off left and right. You know,
coup de grace,
bellowing out Tordek and you know, getting all Bible Black on bitches.
The only thing I think I can get away with using Tordek. I've already used him. No, he's already in Taboo too. So yeah, I better be prepared for that. Because as far as I know, Tordek was a dwarf creature of D&D, but not a god.
No,
Tordek is technically a homebrew.
He was a dwarf fighter example character in 3.5.
This is a dwarf.
They could honestly. I think you're in a safe zone by escalating him on the name race. They might be. Yeah. They might get a little. But
that'll make these rare. So anyway, so they get into a fight. They've this is back when you guys first defeated. This is when Harley Girls defeated and seemed to be on working for the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Yeah.
And it was literally they were in the. You remember the long table, the meeting room that you guys go to. It was at the head of the table where she sits down.
The briefing room.
The briefing room, yeah. You had Harkonnen Cray sitting down. She was recovering after getting her ass handed to her by the whole Satellite of Love and everyone else fucking fighting her. And even though you guys defeated Deus IM, she was incredibly weakened. Harley Girl was behind her. Miss Lay had her head in her lap. And then suddenly she backed up. I made her do a reflex fucking save because she passed. At the very last second, the black blade was bisected her stomach right where Miss Lay's head was and just cut her in fucking half. I brutally murked the strongest fucking NPC in this fucking world. And I did it so unexpectedly. It was a masterstroke of horror and terror. Remember, like I said, several women in our group were fucking crying for like a week after that shit. And I know several dudes were also fucked up. They just didn't want to admit it. I got everybody with that shit. And even
I'm not gonna lie, it would have gotten me, but
yeah,
I really would have had to make like what was it, like a will save?
But yeah,
because Alita's, her.
I'm fairly sure Alita would have gone Ghost Dog, is what it is.
Oh,
Alita would have gone Ghost Dog.
She would have just straight up. She would have straight up like sacked XP to fucking dump like 10.
I'm fighting her now.
She would have sacked XP to do like fucking 20 ults at once. Just been like, all right, all those ults I've used in the past, all at once. I'll sack 2 levels for it.
Funny story. Neo Tokyo Unit 13 was a master. I've used that term already. I don't care. A masterstroke of gaming because we had so many homebrew bullshit that was gonzo as shit.
God!
And one of those
I even wrote a whole class for that.
Yeah, one of them was Ultimate Attacks, which he had Ogre here has, what was that, D30 or D100? It was a D30.
30.
Yeah, so if you bring a was it Desperation Point? Yeah, if you ever bring a NPC or a target down to like 10% of their hit points, if they enter into desperation mode, then these guys, the PCs, have a chance to roll.
I think it was 25%.
Was it 25%?
Yeah.
I think it differed depending on what stats and stuff you had.
Like, it was also depending on, like, the level, the existence level of the
entity. It was Alon based. But either way, so you get to roll the D30, and if you get into certain ranges, you can do your ultimate attack, which was this,
if you rolled the magic number on that die, you're like...
Magic numbers was something else, though. That was something different, where it was
if you rolled a fucking 30 on that bitch, you're just like...
That kind of magic number, yeah.
Alright, you get it, and you get fucking 5 style points to...
Style points was my be-all, end-all points for everything. Yeah. But then you had... Now, Alita was the most overpowered character because her ass had everything.
Okay. Alita, in a sense, was the most overpowered character that none of the other players would fucking contradict or go up against. Because...
Also, you were violent as shit. There's that, too. You were a Tordekian.
Well, no. That was also another factor, but... And just roleplay-wise, she was so composed until you hit a certain switch, and then all the fucking power of Tordek erupted. But through these style points, I ended up...
You literally had, like, every single fucking ability.
I had every combat feat from every splat book we could get our hands on.
Well, not every splat book, because there were some that we didn't have access to at the time, I think.
No, but we had the Player's Handbook.
But you certainly had everything, everything in Besm D20.
The Besm... I mean, I had 10 ranks of the base attack boost and the AC boost. So any armor I had was automatic. All my shit, it started at 20 before adding in dex, armor, any of that shit.
But despite that, you still got hit. But it doesn't help also that...
Yeah, but when I got hit, I got fucking hit because they were crits.
Well, I mean, it's not only that, but also let's not forget, as I look away from the mic, it's not only that, but also as strong as you were, let's not forget, the NPCs were pretty powerful, but it ended up being, strangely enough, an overbalanced thing where either you guys, it wasn't like a curb stomp battle, but either you hit them or you didn't, and if you didn't, then they were hitting you a lot.
Yeah, but
so
it was like, also the fact of, she also had a Batman complex with everybody in the squad. She would sit there while everybody's sitting there talking, making a plan, or fighting, and she stood back gauging what she was going to do for the fight. She also gauged on how to, if this person ends up going bad, I'm going to deal with this.
You had the list of how to kill him. What?
And nobody knew this except Jay and myself.
Well, yeah, co-GMs.
Well, no, it was also because you were primarily running a lot of the game. I was literally conferring this information to you.
But I still okayed it because it was hilarious and yet also cool, so I was good with it. You know,
and I did have to take something from, you know, the Batman was because you asked me, like, what happens if Lita goes bad?
Run.
Yeah, that was
pray.
Because she didn't have like the most overpowered thing she had physically item wise was Herbert.
Well, no, the dragon guns were yeah. But here's the thing, though. I mean, every last one of the characters were overpowered as shit. But you know, the way I look at it, I think it would have been balanced in the end. Just from all of y'all. And besides, as strong as you guys were, there were NPCs that were still stronger.
Oh, I'm not going to doubt that.
Yeah, Quentin Gunna's double rolling ball of fuck you is enough to pretty much ruin anybody's day.
Okay, and that is one thing that Alita could almost get anybody with was
Daddy.
Was trolling them with her father. Yes, for all of you guys who don't know, Alita is the sole begotten daughter of Quentin Gunna.
Although, did we ever figure out which wife? I don't think it...
Michio.
Yeah. But suffice it to say, Quentin Gunna was a very high-powered... He wasn't a god. He wasn't a higher god. He was... He was
almost to an OP level.
Yeah, but there are reasons for it, and I can't go into it because it will show up in the Generalist. Also in Extreme Existence Battle World and a couple of other things that I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
Even in Crush 'Em. In Crush 'Em, the battle card game system, there'll be some shit there, too. But which actually explains why Quentin Gunna is the way he is.
Her half brother from Quentin was Tyrone,
and that was the one with Big Mama. Yeah. So anyway, so it's Neo Tokyo Unit 13 was a very interesting cast of characters. So suffice it to say, Harkonnen Craze, before she died, about let's say 10, 18 years before the start of Neo Tokyo Unit 13. Yeah. She does have a liaison with Kegro Magefang.
Yeah.
Figuring him to be an actually good candidate. Lawful evil or not, he does have a lot of good positive qualities to him, and she would have looked upon that with favor. Now, I'm fairly certain he should have been a little threatened because it's like, holy shit, somebody's stronger than
I'm not gonna lie. From being his player, he would have had some off-put things of, how am I gonna fucking handle this woman, man?
What if she's like a fucking praying mantis?
that honestly is one of them. It's like, oh, this bra is on a higher level than me. I want to go for it, but
but what if she's only after my vital bodily fluids?
Well, at least I'll have a story to tell in the next plane of existence.
If you're lucky. I'm just saying, Harkonnen Cray is the kind of bitch that would just absorb a nigga.
Oh, no.
But and literally, you can say he's a nigga, he's a drow.
Yeah.
So, a race of black
holes. He's that times two, because remember,
double nigga!
He's half black dragon, too.
Oh! Doesn't that make him a full black person, though?
No,
if he's
double
half drow.
Black.
Oh, he's drow and black dragon.
He's more black than black.
Oh, wow.
Remember, he was like the blackest skinned drow you could meet. Like, they look like they took a drow and rubbed coal all over him, so black.
You're trying to make him as dark skinned as you can.
That's always how I've read drow being. They were blacker than black times infinity, man. They were so black they sucked light into their pores.
Really quick, just pointed out, Elizabeth, that was for you. So I do apologize that it took me so long to get to this shit, but we got the pen, ismysword.com. Everything about this has been so official. This is the very first. God. This is my very first signature pen. I made certain of this video record in case anybody ever wants to argue with her later on to prove qualities or whatever. No, this is the pen. One. This is the fucking. This is me. So yeah, it's not like I hired. It's not like I hired a African to fucking put on my gloves. Ain't nobody put on my gloves. Put on my fucking gloves and sign this. Touch them. Touch them. Touch them. Now go away. Oh shit. So with that stated, like I said, Harkonnen Craze out of all the gods, because honestly, you know, considering all the other pantheons, the pantheon that was available at the time in Neo Tokyo, I think Harkonnen Craze would have gone for Kegro just because he's the most stable. Bokob was a dick, although I'd have to give him a different name.
He was also Bohob. He copyright.
Oh shit, you're right.
Guar.
Oh yeah. Behob, the god of magic.
Benob.
Tordek is Tordek. JPG, no. God of the Internet, no. Yes, that's a shout out to My Way Entertainment. Hells yeah. But JPG, no fucking. I mean, there's every single god or goddess that we were using at the time. It's pretty much a no. Kegro is the
God, didn't we have
stable.
like Kenjiro God of Fists because of that one show?
No, that was a martial art based on that. Yeah. But I have to change names for that too.
Although that's why I said Kenjiro.
Kenjiro. No, we didn't have a god of the North Star, but we did have Oyamatsumi, god of Mount Fuji or whatever, nature god.
Oh yeah, Matsu's god.
Yeah. Another character from the game, Matsu, and he worshipped Oyamatsumi, which is basically Mount Fuji. But it's hilarious because he was like the most
old man on the mountain.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he was the most hippied out fucking character ever, though. So it's like.
But that's where we got Mongo.
But yeah, and that's the reason why Harkonnen Craze wouldn't go for Oyamatsumi, because of fucking Mongo chest raper. So imagine Tungi from Kung Pao, only it's a dick. A talking dick who at one point in time got into a drinking contest and outdrank a bunch of ninjas.
And his body.
And his own body, and then he outdrank the character he was connected to, and he fucking vomited it all over later on.
Wouldn't have happened if Matsu was a Tordekian.
True, but he wasn't. So
actually, that would have gone for a while, and Matsu would have been bankrupt.
Actually, let's move this a little. Moving this a little bit closer. I don't want to show. I don't think we can show the brand. There we go. It's fine. So I'm just saying.
You could always put some duct tape. Cut it all fancy. Cover the brand.
I'm so fan. I fucking hate that song. So we now have the two characters that we want to merge and create literally like a fusion of a new character. So it comes down to this thing, though. I'm suggesting that if you're gonna bring him in as PC for the Generalist, how old? Let's start with that. Because it's got to be so many years before the events of Neo Tokyo Unit 13.
Well, you also got to consider, Kegro has all the access to necromancy, and not to mention he has the time.
But that is one thing we discussed, was that actually what would happen now, considering once again Kegro's wariness, but also
it also boils down to, would he want to take him back to his home area to raise?
The other thing is, would he be able to?
Yeah, that is a good point.
A child of Harkonnen Craze. Now, I mentioned it before in our PMs. Now, just because an overpowered gets with somebody and puts forth offspring, that doesn't mean the offspring will be overpowered.
No.
Or even a god. Same thing with demigods and gods. I mean, they could grow up to be heroes. They basically get 1 point of gnosis, whereas all the other NPCs are at 0.
But I actually had an amazing. Well, we were having a conversation before I even got here.
Oh yeah.
Over the text, and there is a class I want to run him through, and he'll be probably, honestly, at that year span, he'll be a half elf type thing.
I would say give him 18 years and just say that he's
because he'll age at normal rate because of
Yes and no. Here's what I'd like to throw out. Because it's the Generalist. We're not doing this for Neo Tokyo the RP, but for the Generalist, right? Which actually is a perfect example of what I've talked about when it comes to cross-media and doing other types of artistic media for your work. In this case, we're actually talking about a character that was kind of begotten from a role-playing game and will also be in the books later on, yeah. But, I mean, from a role-playing game, which is canon connected to my book series. So there's that. in this case, though, I would say let's continue with that idea of a pocket dimension. Let's say that Harkonnen craze maybe not seduced him, but certainly talked him into doing the Avatar
Honestly,
thing.
I could see it actually him on a dare by Odin asking her out.
Oh God! Oh, I love.
Yeah, because of that public rivalry between the two of the most powerful elves in Neo Tokyo. Odin trying to get him back for making him sober every time they're in the same room.
You know what's fucked up though is that's the second time Odin has had to fuck around with somebody like that. Because remember, his own son tried to outdo him in the past,
but
yeah,
this not being his son, I mean, he's like,
it's just hilarious because I can see Odin basically if word would get out that he turns down Harkonnen craze, and Odin's like, haha, yeah, I got tapped that, I'm going for it. Yeah,
I can
sexual
see Odin,
satisfaction.
I can see Odin doing something like that, but going, hey, I'll sign a contract if you can't get a date with her.
Well, no. But Harkonnen went after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
But, as far as we know, this could have been before she actually made up her mind, and he was on the same route because he took a sucker
a sucker's bet.
A sucker's bet, She had she had that level of power that he wanted, but there was a
yo. I got it. Picture, if you will, the inner sanctum sanctorum of Kegro Magefang, the cauldron, the altar, Timmy in the back, and then just his worshippers and the gold coin library. And just out of nowhere, walking into the hall, hey, jerky, Odin.
I'm just gonna clarify the concept of his gold coin library.
How did you get in here?
Well, besides it's super hard a bitch to get into. No,
it's Odin.
This pocket dimension holds the coin library. It is not a library of coins. It is a library made of coins that he super glued and epoxied the shelves, everything, while being at a state of no time.
Yeah, we get away, and both of us actually we sync very well.
Synergize.
We synergize incredibly well because of our pocket dimensional bullshittery. Multi-dimensional bullshittery is great. Interdimensional bullshittery is great. But when you have multiple pocket dimensions going on, that shit's fun.
Oh yeah.
But I understand. Yeah. I understand you. But so imagine, if you will, so you got the inner sanctum sanctorum of Kegro Magefang, and just in walks Odin. Hey, jerky! How you doing, jerk face? What do you want? How did you get in here?
How did you enter here?
This time, your mama. Hey, I got something for you. Here's a contract.
Just that line alone.
Your mama.
that line alone.
Let's not go that far.
That would have been the slit eyes of I will necromancy your ass.
But in the very next sentence, hey, look here, a contract. Would that be enough to tempt Kegro out of his soft mode? Your mama.
It would placate. That would placate him for.
Oh shit!
The time it took him to read and legalese the contract into his favor.
I like this idea. So Odin goes to Kegro, does that shit, but it's basically to see who can try and snag the most powerful being in all of their known existence.
Not even quadrant, just being.
Exactly, in their quadrant. And at first, let's even say Kegro denies it, like, no, that's a sucker's bet. Like, trust me, you'll want this. Just leaves it and then leaves, jerk ass, takes off,
Which would be Odin's demise, because he would sit there and revise the contract and.
To a point. Remember, even though Odin
wouldn't. He would try and minimize all the bad things that would happen to him.
Consider it like this. You remember how much of a prankster Odin was?
Oh, yeah.
How much of a jerk ass he is. Well, even though he wasn't an overpowered, much like Quentin.
Bro douche.
Yeah, but he was fun.
I'm not arguing he was fun.
Even with the tendencies he had, but many of those tendencies were because somebody else tripped over them. Like at one point in time, several characters had to go house sit for him. And they ran across his part of the Mega Cat project. His cat, not Beaz.
Beaz was Alita's.
Yeah. Beaz was Alita's. Whatever his Balthazar. I don't remember. I named him after the Magi. But there was that thing where if you press the button, everyone turned 8-bit and was basically being fucked right then and there all at the same time. And I never revealed what it was. It was just a black bar that went over all their bits. And it was just they moved from side to side all 8-bit and shit. And it was like a great moment. Because somebody did it twice.
I wasn't there for that one.
You weren't there for that?
No, my character wasn't there for that one.
Yeah. Alita wasn't involved with that. But it was hilarious. I'm just
she'd
saying.
Be getting them all in one shot.
That's just... For Tordek! For Tordek!
She would be like, for Tordek, and make them all one human centipede with one dick.
Oh my god. Hey, the third movie was excellent. Fuck everybody.
I still haven't finished that one.
Dude, watch it on Netflix, bro. It's good. It's good.
I gotta get my Netflix back up, but because Defenders.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was gonna watch that tonight. Fuck. Anyway, I'll watch it later. I'll watch it tomorrow. So suffice it to say... So I like that setup though. I don't know about you, but that'll be canon. So eventually she how about this? Why don't we even make it that she whispered into Odin's ear that he should do that without him knowing? Once again, she's overpowered.
Getting all schooly
if she actually maneuvered him to go talk to Kegro,
it wouldn't be hard for her to do that one.
Exactly. So she basically maneuvers Odin to go fuck with Kegro after realizing they have that relationship. And that's how she actually establishes it. So she eventually approaches him, and Kegro's like it's like almost a rom-com situation. You know, we can even make it slightly when Harry met
You've
Sally.
got a contract!
And that's when Kegro remembers he has this contract that Odin purposely made it so he couldn't fuck with it too much, but enough so that he would not